Other interesting business news, you have Bumble to lay off 350 employees. Now, Bumble is one of the myriad of apps, and actually is perhaps only one of 4 or 5 that are not owned by Match.com, which is perhaps bar none the largest, most successful dating app company in history, headquartered famously in Dallas, Texas. They bought out Tinder a couple of years ago, and they also own pretty much every dating platform you could possibly fathom is under the Match umbrella. Now, Bumble is still, for now, independent, and they say, again, they're going to lay off 350 employees, and they note that the layoffs will help drive, quote, stronger operating leverage and align its operating model with, quote, future strategic priorities, unquote. They also note that Bumble CEO Lyndane Jones said the company is taking, quote, significant and decisive, unquote, action to accelerate its product roadmap, according to the release, which all these apps are quite depressing if you ever want to try to get on them and try them out. It's one of those things where it's very much like a video game. It's pay to play. The odds are definitely not in your favor if you're a man. And I guess it could be a funny laugh if you see what's out there and you see, oh dear God, what they put this on their profile. That's those are the words they chose to describe themselves. And I suppose in that regard, it could be some moderately funny entertainment. But I don't see how a lot of the value add or the big unique thing that used to be about Bumble is the women make the first move, which is very counterintuitive and counter against nature. But it's one of those things where you would swipe, but the first message has to be from the gal, which was a unique idea that kind of put them on the map and got a lot of people's attention. But then they also have an issue. They have this feature, unquote, quote unquote, where, again, money talks. So you get more matches, you get more likes. Everything goes up when you just use a credit card, including the man could message the woman first, thereby defeating their whole value add. All you need is a credit card. So the big value add is actually defeated if you have a couple dollars, although it actually does add up quite a bit. Now, they also note that they plan to cut equivalent about 30% of their workforce lately. They claim to have more than 950 full-time employees as of December 31st, 2022, according to the SEC filing. They also note that they reported $273.6 million in revenue for the quarter, up from $241 million for the same quarter last year. But Bumble posted a net loss of $32 million or 19 cents per share compared to a year ago when the company reported a net loss of $159 million or 35 cents per share. So they're moving in the right direction, but they're still losing money, which, again, for a lot of tech companies, perhaps the most famous one in history being Amazon.com, where they lost money for years until finally reaching, I was about to say monopoly, perhaps a duopoly, or e-commerce based monopoly, but it took them years to get to that price point or that situation where they're actually making a profit. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of evolutions they try to do to differentiate themselves from the competition. And it's not too surprising based on trends with people getting married and dating less and less in the United States. I think most people would argue Bumble is more relationship based versus other platforms like Tinder, which is more advertised more for, I believe the youth call it a hookup culture, which is kind of sad to kind of think that the company's relying on you not to find someone to make you happy, because if they do, then they lose you as a customer forever. So the best customer is a repeat customer, many would say. So they kind of have an incentive to match you with the people that don't do well for you. But nevertheless, it'll be interesting to see what Bumble does. Let me know, have you ever had a good experience with Bumble? I've had perhaps 1 or 2 good dates on that throughout my lifetime. It's not the worst app, but again, everything is just becoming more and more like a video game where it's just pay to play, and every single feature you basically have to unlock by paying money, which again with apps, granted, it's either advertisements or direct payments from the consumer. That's how they make money, and ad sales are down on average, so it's one of those precarious situations. What does their roadmap to profitability look like, and what is it going to realistically take to get there? As I always say, time shall tell. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback. So let me know how I can make the show better and better over time. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.